Want to make her flirt with you, naturally, effortlessly, and without rejection? Most guys wait for women to show interest, but that's a huge mistake. Instead, you need to lead the interaction, sparking flirtation in a way that excites her. Today, I'll teach you 3 powerful techniques that make women crave your attention. Flirting is not about memorizing lines or following rigid strategies. It's about creating an environment where attraction naturally builds, where a woman feels comfortable expressing her playful and sensual side. Women don't flirt openly with every man they meet because social conditioning tells them to be subtle. That means it's up to you to guide the interaction in a way that invites flirtation. You need to create a sense of fun, excitement, and intrigue that allows her to let her guard down. Start by making subtle yet intentional compliments that hint at attraction. Instead of the generic, "you look nice," use statements that have a slightly playful, suggestive edge. Saying, "that dress is trouble, you wear it too well," immediately makes her think about the impact she has on you. Or, "you have a dangerously cute smile," gives her the idea that her presence affects you in a way that is beyond just friendly appreciation. These types of semi-sexual compliments work because they are direct enough to be understood, but subtle enough to keep things playful rather than overtly forward. Once you've introduced flirtation, you need to sustain it by steering the conversation toward intriguing and personal topics. Most guys make the mistake of keeping things too neutral, talking about work, the weather, or things that fail to create any emotional response. Instead, shift the conversation toward topics that naturally lead to deeper attraction. Ask her, "What's something about you most people wouldn't expect?" This forces her to reveal something interesting and non-generic, which keeps the conversation engaging. Another great question is, if you had to describe your perfect date in 3 words, what would they be? This gets her thinking in a romantic and playful direction without it feeling forced. As she starts to engage, introduce light teasing. Women love men who challenge them in a fun, flirty way. If she says she's great at something, playfully question it. "Oh, really? That sounds like something I'd have to see to believe." If she makes a joke, smirk and say, "Okay, I see you have a little wit. I like that." Teasing makes the interaction feel alive, like a game between the two of you. It signals confidence because it shows that you're not afraid to challenge her in a playful way. Attraction grows when emotions are involved. A conversation that remains logical and dry will not trigger the right emotional responses. Instead of only discussing facts, incorporate emotions into the way you speak. If she talks about something she loves, don't just say, "That's cool." Instead, respond with, "I love how passionate you are about that." It's really attractive when someone genuinely enjoys what they do. This acknowledges her feelings while subtly making her aware that you find them appealing. Physicality plays a significant role in creating chemistry. Small, well-timed touches escalate the interaction without making it uncomfortable. If she makes a funny joke, lightly touch her arm for just a second as you laugh. If you're guiding her somewhere, briefly touch the small of her back. These tiny gestures create a sense of closeness. The key is subtlety. Too much too soon and it feels forced, too little and the moment never builds. Playful misinterpretation is an advanced technique that makes flirting effortless. This involves taking something she says and twisting it into something flirty or suggestive, but in a humorous way. If she says, "I love challenges," respond with, "Oh, so you're saying you're ready to compete for my attention?" If she says, "I always get what I want," smirk and say, "Interesting. I wonder what you'd want from me." This shifts the conversation into a more flirtatious dynamic without being overt. Another powerful technique is to use confident silence. Most men rush to fill every pause in conversation, which makes them seem nervous. Instead, embrace the silences. If she says something flirty, hold eye contact for a second before responding with a smirk. If she asks a playful question, take a moment before answering, letting her feel the anticipation. Women are incredibly attuned to body language and energy, so confident silence speaks louder than words. As the conversation flows, add a bit of mystery. Mystery is one of the most attractive qualities a man can have because it keeps a woman curious and engaged. Instead of revealing everything about yourself immediately, hold back certain details. If she asks about your past, give her an intriguing yet incomplete answer. Let's just say I've had some interesting experiences. This makes her want to know more. Similarly, if she asks what type of women you're into, instead of listing qualities, say, I like a woman who can surprise me, leaving room for her to wonder what that means. Confidence is crucial in any flirtatious interaction. The way you carry yourself, the way you speak, and the way you react to her responses all communicate confidence or lack thereof. When a woman teases you, do not react defensively. If she jokingly says, "Oh, you think you're so smooth, don't you?" respond with a grin. "I don't think, I know." This subtle assertion of confidence makes her more drawn to you because it shows you're not easily shaken. Scarcity also plays a role in attraction. When you make yourself too available, you become less desirable. Women are naturally more attracted to men who have options and a life of their own. This doesn't mean playing hard to get, it means not making her the sole focus of your world. When you interact with her, be fully engaged, but also maintain a life that keeps you occupied outside of her. If she texts you, don't always reply instantly. If she wants to hang out, let her see that you have plans and responsibilities. At some point in the interaction, introduce a little bit of challenge. Attraction grows when a woman feels like she has to win you over rather than the other way around. If she compliments you, respond playfully. "That's sweet, but I think you're just trying to get on my good side." If she's telling you about her talents, say, "I don't know. I think I'd have to see that in action before I believe it." This keeps her on her toes and makes her more engaged in the interaction. When it comes to storytelling, the way you talk about yourself matters. A man who can tell a good story instantly becomes more attractive. Instead of saying, "I like traveling," share a short, engaging story about a time you got lost in a foreign city or had an unexpected adventure. Instead of saying, "I work in finance," tell a story about a time you closed a big deal or faced a unique challenge. Women are drawn to men who make their lives sound exciting and full of interesting moments. Using humor in the right way amplifies attraction. The best kind of humor for flirting is one that creates inside jokes between the two of you. If she says something funny, reference it later in the conversation as if it's a running joke between the two of you. This builds a connection because it creates a shared experience. Humor also works when you exaggerate things playfully. If she teases you, act mock offended. "Wow, I can't believe you just said that. I thought we had something special." Over-the-top responses make the conversation feel fun and dynamic. Body language is just as important as words. Maintain strong eye contact when you speak to her. If she's speaking, listen attentively, occasionally glancing at her lips, which subtly signals attraction. Lean in slightly when she says something interesting, then lean back as if assessing her response. These non-verbal cues create a sense of push and pull that builds tension. Flirting should feel effortless and natural. When done correctly, it creates an energy that makes a woman want to keep engaging with you. Instead of chasing her attention, she begins to seek yours. It's all about leading the interaction in a way that keeps her intrigued, entertained, and emotionally engaged. When you master this, attraction becomes something that unfolds naturally, rather than something you try to force.